Hey guys, it's Sagar, and in this video I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this iPhone 16 Pro. I will tell you what all it offers and I'll also give you my initial impressions about it. I went with the desert titanium color as it reminds me of the rose gold color of the iPhone 8, which was one of my favorite colors. It is the base 128GB storage variant and I got it for 1,19,900 rupees, which if you guys don't know is 15,000 rupees less than the starting price of iPhone 15 Pro. Apple will soon start producing these phones in India, but the initial batch I feel comes from China. So I think the initial price drop is a direct result of our government reducing the import and custom duties on certain components. Whatever the reason is, I'm really happy about it and I hope when Apple ramps up the production in India, the prices will come down even further. Just like last year, we again get white colored boxes even for Pro iPhones. Right from the first look, I can tell that this year's default wallpaper makes the phone look much better. Even from the packaging, you can already see how tiny and beautiful these bezels are. Alright, tearing off these two tabs at the back, turning the box and lifting up the lid, we get our first real look at the brand new iPhone 16 Pro in this desert titanium color. Now the gold color of this phone is a lot lighter than what I expected, but it still looks really good. I think I like it a bit better than last year's natural titanium. Now it got a bit heavier this year and the phone is now closer to the weight of the iPhone 14 Pro than it is to the weight of the iPhone 15 Pro. I hope the weight increase is because of the slightly bigger battery inside. Coming back to other contents of the box, below the phone we have this nice braided cable which has USB Type-C ports on both the ends. It is now packed in this new oval loop and a SIM tray ejection pin is also attached to the same paper. We get this pin because all of the iPhones being sold outside of US still support physical SIM cards, which I think are much more convenient. Then we have some leaflets with warranty and regulatory information, and that's it. There are no Apple stickers in the box. As someone who has been collecting all Apple stickers since I bought my first Apple product back in 2010, this makes me sad. It's like end of an era. Let me keep all these things aside and get back to the phone. I will remove the protective film from the screen so we can have a better look at it. These titanium sides look amazing. There were rumors floating around that Apple might be making the frame shiny on the iPhone 16 Pro series, but I am glad that they went with this finish. It is not exactly like the brushed metal finish on the iPhone 15 Pro series, and it looks more like anodized aluminium on the non-Pro iPhones. We will have to see how this coating holds up with time. I feel this looks much better than the shiny stainless steel frame from the older Pro iPhones, and it doesn't collect as many fingerprints and smudges if you are planning on using it without a case. Speaking of cases, the first thing which I like to do whenever I get a new phone is to put it in a good case. And that is where MacBag, our sponsor for this video, comes in. Their brand new Elite series case is like a Swiss Army knife of cases. It comes with a built-in retractable kickstand which lets your phone stand at 3 different angles. It also comes with a finger loop built-in which you can deploy when you need to use it or just push it back when you don't. I feel a finger loop like this is a very important accessory if you're using a big phone like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This case also has magnets built in, not just the MagSafe magnets for aligning it with MagSafe enabled accessories, but 3 additional telescopic magnets which normally stay flushed with the case and are hidden, but when you move your case closer to any magnetic surface, these magnets are pushed out and they attach your phone to the metallic surface very securely. You can also switch out these inserts with other colors, mix and match them and customize these cases according to your style. The good thing is, this case also comes with a screen protector in the box, and the box itself also doubles as a precision screen protector installation kit. All of this shows us how much research MacBag must have put in towards designing this case. They make these cases in a few different color options, so you can choose the one which you feel looks the best on your device. Make sure to check out this case and other accessories that MacBag offer from the link in the description section. And don't forget to use this code displayed on your screen at checkout to get a 15% discount on your entire order. This year, the only visual change that can tell the iPhone 16 Pro apart from the iPhone 15 Pro, other than the colors of course, is the addition of the new camera control button on the right side. Last year we got the action button, which was a customizable button that replaced the mute switch. But this camera control button is a complete new addition to this year's entire iPhone 16 lineup. Now this camera control button has a very shallow travel. It actually sits flush with the sides of the phone. It has a very short travel of just 1 or 2 mm, and the actual feedback of the press is simulated with the haptic motor inside the phone. It's a two-way press button, so you can press it lightly for some actions and it needs a deeper press for some of the other actions. It also has a sapphire covered capacitive surface, so you can move your finger up or down along it and it lets you control certain camera features. It's a cool new interface and might get a bit getting used to. I'm going to talk about what all this capture button can do in a separate video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you guys want to see that. Other ports and buttons remain the same. There are volume up and down buttons on the left side just below the action button. Then there is a SIM tray below that for a physical nano SIM card. Power or the sleep wake button is on the right side, and at the bottom we have the speaker grill, a microphone and the USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer. You still get the slightly rounded edges on all sides, which Apple calls contoured edges, and it definitely makes the phone feel more comfortable in the hand. This won't matter to you if you are using a case with the phone, but for someone who likes to use their phone without a case, this makes holding the phone for a long time a very comfortable experience. Just like last year, this 16 Pro is one of the thickest Pro iPhones, but honestly, I don't mind the thickness at all. I have always said that I will happily carry a thicker smartphone if it packs in more tech or a bigger battery inside. The display at the front of this phone is now 6.3 inch instead of the 6.1 like on the iPhone 15 Pro, but the overall size of the phone did not get noticeably bigger. This means the bezels around the screen has gotten smaller. These are in fact some of the thinnest symmetrical bezels on any smartphone. It might not look that significant if you compare it with last year's Pro iPhones, but compare it with anything older than that and you will definitely notice how thin they are. Since it is a bit bigger, the resolution of the display is now 2622 by 1206 pixels, which is still 460 pixels per inch. Everything else remains the same as the iPhone 15 Pro's display. So it gets 120Hz ProMotion with adaptive refresh rate, always on display, HDR support and retains the dynamic island, and it also gets just as bright as before, so 1600 nits of peak brightness for HDR content and 2000 nits of peak brightness for when you are outdoors. It also gets 1000 nits of max typical brightness. But the new thing is, the brightness can now get as low as 1 nit for extremely dark lighting conditions. This display gets the latest generation of ceramic shield protection, which they say is 50% tougher than before, and according to Apple, it is still the toughest glass on any smartphone. That combined with the titanium frame makes this one of the most durable iPhones. That being said, I would still be using with the case and a screen protector as I don't want to test out if it is really as durable as Apple claims it to be. As we move towards the back, from the outside we still see 3 camera lenses and a LiDAR sensor. But what we can't see from here is that all 3 cameras on this iPhone 16 Pro now get some big upgrades. The main camera is a completely new 48 megapixel sensor which is 2 times faster at gathering light, which means the image taking experience will be even faster. It gets f1.8 aperture and 24mm lens and a lossless 2x or 48mm shooting mode. Then there is the ultra-wide camera, which gets its biggest upgrade since it was first introduced on the iPhone 11 Pros. This one also gets a brand new 48 megapixel sensor, f2.2 aperture, 13mm lens and autofocus. So now your ultra-wide angle shots will be much more detailed and crisp, and so will be your macro shots. I can't wait to start testing this camera. The third camera on this smaller Pro is now upgraded to a 12 megapixel sensor with 5x or 120mm telephoto lens, up from 3x on the iPhone 15 Pro. It is good that now we have more reach with a longer zoom range on this camera, but I am sad to see the 3x telephoto lens option go away. I feel like the 3x or the 2.5x telephoto lens on some of the previous iPhones was a perfect focal length for portrait shots. We can finally take 4K 120fps videos on this phone, and we can finally either play them back at full speed or slow them down in the new video editor interface. This, with all the log video shooting options, makes the iPhone 16 Pro a full-fledged video shooting beast. We will see a lot more about this camera in my detailed camera review of this phone. The new capture button unlocks a completely new way of interacting with the camera app. This feels cool, but how easy and convenient or useful it would be in real life usage, that I can only tell you guys after having used it for a few days. There are a few more features to this capture button, but we will look at all of them in a separate video very soon. So that is it for the exterior of this iPhone 16 Pro. Inside, we get a brand new A18 Pro chip which is built on TSMC's 2nd generation 3nm architecture. This combined with 8GB RAM and better thermal management means we will see a bigger boost in the iPhone 16 Pro's overall performance over the iPhone 15 Pro. Apple never talks about the battery capacity of their phones, but sources have mentioned that the battery inside is indeed slightly bigger, and combining that with the more efficient processor, according to Apple, we are going to see some big gains in the battery life department on this iPhone 16 Pro. But this can only be known after using this phone for at least a week, and right now I haven't even spent full 24 hours with this phone, so I will talk more about its battery life in one of the future videos. Now for charging, you do get a USB Type-C cable in the box, but you will have to buy a charger separately unless you have a USB Type-C charger lying around in the house. If you are getting a new charger, go with a 45 watt or a higher USB Type-C charger, as the maximum charging speed that this phone can support is 45 watts, which is the fastest for any iPhone. It is not as fast as some of the other Android smartphones, but it is a big jump from the 27 watt fast charging speed of previous Pro iPhones. The wireless charging speed has also been bumped up to 25 watts if you are using a newer Apple MagSafe charger with a compatible fast charging brick. It is running iOS 18 out of the box, and combining that with the A18 Pro, the performance of this phone should be stellar for years to come. iOS 18 brings along some heavily requested features like the option to rearrange the app icons at any position on the home screen, redesigned control center, locked and hidden apps, and you can even replace the apps on the lock screen with your most used ones and a lot more. The iPhone 16 Pro was also supposed to come out with Apple Intelligence, which Apple couldn't stop talking about ever since they announced it in WWDC. This is supposed to be a super intelligent Siri, new writing tools to assist you in your penmanship, and a lot more. But guess what? It is not here yet, and Apple says we will be getting those features in stages starting with iOS 18.1. So right now, iOS 18 on this phone is just like iOS 18 on any of the previous iPhones. That is the reason I am not going to talk any more about Apple Intelligence in this video. We will talk about it, but when it gets here. If you guys have been following me for some time, you already know that I am working on a very detailed camera review and its comparison with a few other phones as you are watching this video. Not just that, I also have many other videos including a full comparison with the iPhone 16 and camera comparisons with a few other phones, and a video about best cases for this iPhone 16 Pro is also in the works, so make sure to have the notifications for this channel turned on. Until then, if you guys want to get this iPhone 16 Pro, I will really appreciate if you get it from the affiliate links in the description section. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for a lot more coverage on this iPhone 16 Pro. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.